Jessica. Today I'm going to share some important information about what a theater director actually does behind the scenes. We often think a director's job is just to tell actors what to do, but it's actually much bigger than that. So, let's break everything down in a simple and clear way. Remember that the director is the one to handle the rehearsals. The rehearsals will always begin with the actors reading the lines from the script given to them, but this is not done for long. The director will tell the actors to go off book, usually 2 to 3 weeks before the opening night. Some of the actors can actually do off book earlier than that, but this is the standard. Normally, in the first week of off book, if an actor forgets a line or two, he can ask the prompter of 4 lines and the stage manager gives him the line. This is called prompting in theater. This prompting will become off-prompt a week or two before the opening night. If an actor goes up on lines, meaning forgets the line, this is now his responsibility to go back on track. The first thing to remember is that the director is in charge of rehearsals. At the start, actors still read their lines from the script, but after some time, the director will ask them to go off book, which means memorizing their lines. Usually, actors go off book 2 to 3 weeks before opening night. During the first week of being off book, if an actor forgets a line, they can ask for lines, and the stage manager will give it. That's called prompting. But about a week or two before opening night, prompting stops. At that point, if an actor forgets, they must recover on their own. Directors should understand the distinction between running a scene and working it during rehearsals. When we say that the scene is run, that would mean that the director will not interrupt the performance from beginning to end, but will wait to give his comments at the end of the performance. This is usually done when the whole play is done from the first scene to the last. This also done so that the director will be given some realization on what to change, what to improve, and what to take out. Working the scene is when the director interrupts as the rehearsal is going on. This is done to strengthen mostly the actor's characterizations and scene corrections. If the director can see a problem during the act, he can correct it right away. Unlike running the scene, where you may forget the issue because it takes a long time to give the comment, working the scene provides a solution to a problem immediately. A director should know the difference between running and working a scene. Running the scene means the director lets the actors perform from the start to finish without interruptions. They only give comments after the whole run. This is usually done when the whole play is almost complete. Working the scene, on the other hand, means that the director stops the rehearsal whenever needed to fix something right away, like characterizations, blocking, or delivery. This helps solve problems immediately. Lights are an integral part of the production. Directors must know the integration of lights should be done during technical rehearsals. There are 2 kinds of technical rehearsal: a dry technical rehearsal and a wet technical rehearsal. If you say dry tech, it is when there are no actors on stage. Everything is done from the lights director's plan on how the lights should go in every scene. Sometimes, this will be changed. A wet tech involves the actors on it. This rehearsal is for the light designer or director to fine-tune everything based on what transpired during the dry tech, and this is done longer than the dry tech because there are already people or actors on the stage. The first wet tech rehearsal is done 4 or 5 days prior to the opening night. Lights are a big part of a production, and the director must coordinate with the lighting team. So there are two types of technical rehearsals. First is the dry tech, wherein no actors on stage. The lighting team works on light cues and lighting. And the second one is the wet tech. Actors are present on stage. All lighting and movements are tested together. This usually takes longer because it fine-tunes everything. The first wet tech usually happens 4 to 5 days before opening night. Another important work of the director is to see to it that costumes fit the characters in terms of color, styles, and etc. So, the costume should be worn by the actors a month before the opening of the play. All the fitting should be done during that time. This is done because if there are still major alterations to be done, there will still be time to do them. The minor alterations that will happen during the opening nights are just easy to deal with. The director after the first fitting should remind the actors that the next fitting is during the opening night, and if they will lose or gain weight, it will be a major problem during that day. So, actors are now responsible for their weight until the show is over. Another important job of the director is checking if costumes match the characters in terms of styles and color. Costume fitting should happen a month before opening night. Why? Because if big adjustments are needed, there's still enough time. Directors should inform the actors of the difference between a set prop, a hand prop, and a set dressing. These are technical terms in theater that the actors have to know, and it is the director's responsibility to tell them. A set prop consists of big objects that can be moved in the set. For example, a chair, a table, a sofa set, or a lampshade. The actors may during the act will move the chair in front of the table or turn on the lampshade and transfer it on the table. A hand prop, as it suggests, are things that the actors are holding. This might be a cup, a hand fan, a handkerchief, a stick, or etc. These objects are needed to enhance a character or to add glamour to the actor. A set dressing are the things that are permanently placed on the set that the actors do not have to use or interact with. They are not movable. Examples are the cabinets, the picture frames on the wall, the curtains, or the books on display. The set dressing is the enhancer of the set. It will give reality to the set. The director must also explain the difference between set prop, hand prop, and set dressing. So set prop are the big objects that actors can move, like chairs, table, sofa set, and lampshades. Actors may move these things during the performance. The second one is the hand prop. These are the small items actors hold, like cup, hand fan, and handkerchief. And the last one is the set dressing. Items that decorate the set. Actors don't touch them, like curtains, picture frames, and cabinets. They make the stage look real and complete. Directing isn't just telling actors what to do. A director must manage rehearsals, coordinate with lighting designers, guide costume fittings, check props, work closely with the production team, and stay open to suggestions and criticism. It's a detailed, creative, and sometimes stressful job, but it's also what brings a play to life. And that's the overview of what a theater director must know and do. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you understand how much work goes on behind the scenes to make a production successful.